Starting out is confusing and by far the hardest part of the journey. By the end of this Sunday motivational video, you'll walk away with the most valuable lessons over a decade in business has taught us. We want you to realize that every successful person was once in your shoes, feeling what you're feeling right now and anxious about what the future holds for them. And every master was once an apprentice. So we want to be, for you, the teacher that we never had. You might want to take notes and see where you stand on each of these points. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Here are 15 pieces of business advice we wish we got when we began our financial journey. Number 1. Start with an imperfect version, but start now. There's a saying in Silicon Valley that goes like this: if you're not embarrassed by your launch version, you launch too late. Beginners fall into the trap of perfectionism all the time. The truth is, the sooner you get in front of your potential customers, the quicker you realize what needs to be improved. Stop with the nonsense. Launch now. Get the ball rolling and polish it up along the way. Number 2. Sales solves everything. In business, nothing matters but sales. Your ability to generate sales is what will make or break your business. Sales means money coming in, and there's a demand for what you've got to offer. Unless you master sales, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Your website might not be perfect, your packaging maybe not great, but none of this matters unless you're able to convince someone to give you their money. Number 3. Hire fast, fire even faster. When we started out, we wanted to be personal friends with everyone we hired. We know, a pretty human thing to do. The problem is that relationships you have with your friends have a completely different dynamic than the one you have with your employees. We treat everyone with respect. We're there for them in case they need help. But this is a business. Our agreement is that we will pay your salary on time, and in exchange, we expect you deliver the agreed upon work on time. This distinction right here is what's allowed us to deliver one of these pieces of content every single day for so long. Hire fast, test them out and see if they fit your company's culture, and if they don't, fire them. When you're looking to build great things, you don't need to get caught up in your feelings. There's a big difference between running a business and running a charity. Number 4. Focus on one thing only. Ask yourself, what does my business do? Then focus on doing that to the best of your ability. This means figuring out 1. How to improve the quality of your product. 2. How to reduce the time it takes to produce or serve a customer. 3. How can you automate or at least outsource? And 4. How can I get in front of more people who need what I sell? That's your job. From the smallest street salesman to the highest ranking CEO, they're all trying to figure out how to do these 4 things. Don't get distracted by shiny objects. You're not in that business. You're in your business. So act like it. Number 5. Set bigger goals. When we were starting out, we set our goal to get $1 million. That was the goal. We thought that if we could only get this one goal, our entire life would be set. It took us 7 years from the moment we started with less than $10 in our bank account to get to 1 million. And you know what happened when we did? It didn't feel like we made it. Sure, the title is nice, but we realized the goal wasn't 1 million. It was to feel financially free, that we had enough money to never have to worry about money ever again. When we started out, in our minds, $1 million would solve that, but we had to get there to realize it wasn't enough. So now we're going for 100 million because why the hell not? Now we have money, we have knowledge, and we're living in the most prosperous time in human history. Here's the lesson. It takes between 7 and 10 years to reach a big goal, so you might as well at least make it a really big one. Setting goals strategically and building a framework on how to get there in time is the difference between those who wish they had success and those who plan for it. Everything we've learned in our journey from getting to 0 to 1 million, we put into the Goal Mastery course available at goalsbyalux.com. People were blown away by it, which is why we're maintaining a level of exclusivity. Make sure you're on the waiting list for when we reopen later this year. It'll be available for enrollment for 1 week only, so if you miss that window, you might have to wait 6 more months to get in. That's Alux.com. Number 6. Nobody cares about the business as much as you do. In time, you'll hire a bunch of people. They will all work hard, but nobody has the skin in the game that you have for this business to succeed. For you, it's personal. For them, it's just business. You cannot expect the people that work for you to have the same vision and burning desire to expand the way you do. This applies to people who position themselves as experts who are meant to help you grow your business. Nobody knows your business the way you do. Every time you sit at a table discussing your business, there will always be an asymmetrical distribution of knowledge and vision. Number 7. Talk to lawyers and tell them your long-term plan. A call with a lawyer will cost you a few $100, maybe $1,000, but this call might save you a lot of time and pain in the long term. Fortunately for you, business from a legal perspective has been pretty much standardized. We have templates for every possible contract out there. The thing is, you don't know which ones to have your people sign and what kind of impact they have in the long run. A decent attorney will get you set up in no time. This is incredibly important, especially if you want to sell the company at some point. Number 8. Get a good accountant. Legal will take care of the paperwork. The accountant will take care of the money. Accountants will give your business more fuel for it to grow. They will make sure you're in good standing with the state, and knowing everything is taken care of on the financial side is such a flex. As a rule of thumb, a good accountant pays for themselves tenfold. Number 9. Have money set aside for opportunities or rainy days. The business needs to be sitting on some cash at all times. You never realize the importance of cash until the best opportunity passes you by because you didn't have the money to play. A golden business rule is you should always have at least a 6-month runway. This means you have enough money in the bank to keep paying rent, keep the lights on, and your employees, well, employed for up to 6 months. As a founder, you're the last one to get paid in times of trouble, so make sure you've got something saved up for yourself. Number 10. Use leverage as much as possible. The most valuable thing we've learned in business is the concept of leverage and using multipliers. We talked about this before, but it's a game changer. Multipliers are there to scale your business. Here's how it works. Let's say you've got a cookie business. People are a multiplier. If you bake cookies alone, let's say you can do 100 cookies per day. You hire someone else. They might not be as good as you are, but they're doing at least 50 cookies per day. Bring on one other and you just replaced yourself as a baker. You're now putting in 0% of the baking time, but getting 100% from what's left after you pay these 2 people. Machines are a multiplier. If you get a bigger, more professional oven, you might be able to bake twice as many cookies at the same time. This doubles your output through technology. Websites are a multiplier. You used to sell cookies in your brick-and-mortar store, and you still do. You get around 100 customers per day walking into your shop. But now you set up a website and sell your cookies nationally. You sell 3 times as many online as you do offline, and things are picking up speed. Ideas are a multiplier. One day you have an idea for a fun video. You create a TikTok page, make a funny video, and it goes viral. And you just increase the sales from your website by 30x. Stack all of these together and you can rapidly grow your business using multipliers. Number 11. You're in the buy low, sell high business. Figure out your numbers. It takes a while, usually a few years, until you understand you're actually in the buy low, sell high business. It might come as a shock, but no matter what you do, every business is in the buy low, sell high business. It might be simple, like products, or it might be more complicated, like software or services. You're still paying someone to write code cheaper than it is to sell it for. The quicker you realize that this is technically what your business is, the quicker you can have a look at your numbers. How much are you paying to get your product or service out the door to your customer? How much are you charging for it? What's the difference? Can you buy it cheaper than you do right now? How? Can you charge more for it? And again, how? Business is a numbers game, so figure out your numbers. Number 12. Who's your customer and what do they want? The second thing on this list was sales solves everything. The evolved version of that is knowing your customer and what they want. The more you learn about them, the better you'll be at both putting together your product and selling it to them. A mistake that we've made in the past is assuming we know what the customer wants. We invested a lot of money into things the customer didn't want. A valuable rule in business: never assume. You'll make an ass of you and me. Number 13. Figure out where the puck is going and get there first. Many of you know that Alux was initially one of the biggest publishers in the luxury space online. Our website still has thousands of articles written on everything luxury, until one day when we asked ourselves, how often do we actually read online articles in our spare time? How is the average person using the internet? We figured out that video is a much better consumption experience for the user, and that video will soon take over. We risked everything, took all the money the website was making, retrained our staff, hired a bunch of new people, and got to making these videos you know and love. Taking risks leads to progress. See where the puck is going and make sure you're already set up before it gets there. Number 14. Building a brand requires building a community. When we started out, we were ignorant. We thought building a brand meant having a few colors, a logo people liked, and a few keywords they associate with you. In reality, a brand is the sum of all the experiences and emotions people have with your company. The way you're treated at the reception of a hotel is as important as the job the house cleaning staff does. In order to build a brand, you need to build a community around your company, full of people who are having positive feelings about what you do. That's why we take pride in the quality of the people who subscribe to our channel. These are visionaries who see what we're trying to build and how we're systematically changing the way education is done. Number 15. Stay humble, put your head down, and keep working. Here's something nobody tells you when you're starting out in business. There's no phase in which you step aside and the business runs itself. There's no such thing as a passive business. The 4-hour workweek is a lie, and even Tim knows it. It will be a grind, but it will be a pleasant one, for you're working for yourself and your future. You chose to do this. Nobody made you. You could have gotten a job at a bank, but you said, nah, I want to do this other thing. Every morning we wake up, we feel blessed. We get to do what we do for a living, and that our future is under our control. We don't need pats on the back from anyone. We're just happy to be doing what we do. There are plenty of specific pieces of advice that we found valuable along the way, but we want to pass this on to you, the Aluxers. What is one thing you wish you knew when you started your financial journey? Let us know in the comments and share with the community. It's always more valuable when you share. Now, as for those of you still watching, of course, there's a bonus waiting for you. Stop living in your mind and start living in reality. Many of you think your potential is incredible. You have all of these ideas, all of these thoughts in your mind about what your future should be like and how you're going to make it. But here's the brutal truth. At one point in time, everyone thinks they're special and meant for great things. The difference between those who do and those who do not is in their ability to take what is in their mind and build it in the real world. Absolutely everything around you is the brainchild of someone else. They had the chair you're sitting in their mind and brought it into reality. That's really all there is to building success in life. Moving things from your mind into reality. The world will applaud you for it, and it'll get you everything you want from life. We want you to take the rest of today and figure out what you have in your mind that should be put into reality. Figure that out and spend the next few years working on it. There are billions of people out there living in mediocrity, fantasizing about the life they wish they lived, wishing they would have done something different, or maybe some magical being would have given them the life they wanted. Do not be one of those people who only lives in their mind. Venture outside of it and go make the magic happen. If you've made it to this point in the video, please write the word mind in the comments. It'll show us you're ready to step outside of your mind and into reality.